cheater's proof. When the foul is called and it wasn't a foul, you end up missing a ball.
Screen by Davis. Rondo down the lane. Rajon Rondo has his first field goal. He's got his first 2 points. And he penetrated the lane where most of his damage is done.
He's gotten much more aggressive here now. Boy, this crowd is on fire. They get a stop here. What an emotional finish to this half for the Boston Celtics.
There's a difference of 3 seconds. The game clock and the shot clock. Here is Rose. Rondo with the rejection. Rose gets it back. Shot clock at 2. Heinrich. There goes Pierce. Here's the shot. Rebound, fought for, claimed by Allen. That takes us to halftime. Wow. We've had a 23-point swing over the final 10.5 minutes of the first half. The Bulls led by 9. Boston went up by 14. Now 52-38. The Celtics at 42% from the field. One player in double figures, Pierce with 11. 3 important fouls on Perkins. That bears watching in the second half. 17 from Gordon, but boy has he been quiet, Doug, in that second quarter. Let's now go to David Aldridge.
Ryan, Doug Collins has talked all series about one of the keys being the bench. Chicago's bench of Heinrich and Miller have done a great job. Tonight, Boston's bench, your bench, has done a great job. What did you guys do?
I think the biggest thing is we're getting penetration, and then we're getting wide open off of that. You know, once the Rajon or Paul or Ray get in the paint, then they can kick it out, and it puts a lot more pressure on their defense.
First quarter, they had no turnover. The second quarter, you guys turned them over an awful lot. How did your defense contract there?
I think we fed off the energy of the crowd. You know, the crowd got us behind, and we started getting an active hand, and that's where we're at.
Ryan, thanks very much.
Happy birthday, Mom.
There you go. We'll see you in the second half. And after a quick timeout, we'll go down to Atlanta to our TNT studios for the T-Mobile Halftime Report with Kenny, EJ, and Charles Barkley.
Plus 18 points in the paint for the Boston Celtics.
Right now, let's take a look at the Dos Equis game summary. You see the numbers. That 45% thing, you talked about it a lot. It's been true in this series. When Boston has been 45 or above, they've won. 45 or below 45, they have lost a game.
Well, Kevin, it's interesting. Boston shooting 42%, but they have 15 more shots at the basket, 48-33. One of the reasons is they have 8 offensive rebounds, and they've forced 12 turnovers. So those two stats have given them more shots at the basket. I talked to Ray Allen at halftime. I said, what you guys talk about is that just keeping the intensity, especially on the defensive end. And Kevin, we talk about this all the time. Talked about first 5 minutes for both teams. Can the Bulls find a way to find some rhythm? And can the Celtics keep them in this defensive posture that they're in right now?
So the Chicago Bulls will be out there with Rose and Noah trying to get it out of backcourt there with Rondo defending. They've got Gordon, they've got Thomas, and they've got Salmons playing with 3 personal fouls. Screen by Noah. Rose with it. Rose is 4 of 11. Noah picked up by Davis. Setting a screen switch. Davis comes out on Salmons. Rebound by Rondo, his 6th. Perkins, who traveled. Big man got moving too fast on the play. And David Aldridge, what'd you dig up at halftime?
Well, guys, you know, Doug, you talked about it. Chicago talked all about during the half moving the basketball. They only had 6 assists in the first half. They were over dribbling. They said they've got to get the ball changed from one side of the floor to the other. I asked assistant coach Bob Lasipa if they forgot about Ben Gordon, who had 17 points early. He said that they didn't forget about him. It's just that Boston's defense picked up, and Chicago's players did not do a good job of setting screens to get him open, something they have to improve in the second half, guys.
Doug Rose with 10 hitting right there. That breaks a field goal drop for the Chicago Bulls of almost 9 minutes, 8:45 to be exact.
Still plenty of time in this game. We've seen Boston go through droughts. I mean, we've seen Chicago hit them with 10-0, 12-2 runs or whatever. I mean, they're still very much in this ball game if they can get some defensive stops.
Ray Allen is 3 of 9. Shot clock is down to 3. Rondo throws over Rose. The big man handed. Here comes Davis. He goes right into Thomas. Big baby really flying down that baseline. Looks like Thomas has picked up his 2nd personal foul for the Chicago Bulls at the 10:46 mark of the 3rd.
I'd say one of the things that's happened here with the Boston Celtics in the absence of Kevin Garnett, they've found themselves another good player for next year in that rotation. When you think about this, you see Kevin Garnett, and you know this guy has got to be dying inside that he cannot play. But you start thinking about next year, if you get Kevin Garnett back, and Kendrick Perkins. Now you come off the bench with Big Baby, who has shown that he can play. He's established himself. He can make a jump shot. He passes the ball well. He understands the concepts of what they're doing defensively. So sometimes in the absence of a player, you find another player along the way, and it helps you down the road.
Davis tonight with 5. You've been talking all series long, Doug, about how he has really developed that nice little mid-range jump shot.
And that's what Doc Rivers told him to do in the offseason. Go home and get a 17-foot jump shot.
Rose pounded by Rondo. He knocks it away. Shot clock at 16. Still the Chicago Bulls ball. So Doug Rose, he's a tough guy to get a hold on here. He's got 10 points in 22 minutes, but his shooting is a little bit off. He has only 1 assist and no turnovers.
Well, they're trying to make him a jump shooter. And in game 1, with all those pick and rolls he got in the lane, that's why he had 36 points and 11 assists. And since that point in time, they've done a much better job keeping him out of the paint.
Gordon with 17, finds Thomas into Davis and around Perkins. That was a tough shot because the 2 big men for the Celtics were right there. The Bulls get their first points in the paint since 9 minutes left in the first quarter. Thomas with 4.
We see flashes of brilliance from Thomas, and they just need more consistency from him.
Gordon his 3rd assist. Paul Pierce, screened by Davis, pick and roll into Noah, who has a block. Noah blocks it right there, his 3rd. Here comes Rose. 2 minutes gone in the 3rd. Look at Rose, aggressively inside. That's an offensive foul. Boy, it took him a long time to figure it out. Greg Willard makes the call. Rose, number 2.
No, that's Derrick Rose is going to get a better feel. Right now he's over penetrating, and he gets inside there, and then his momentum is going forward. And Big Baby Davis does a nice job getting outside the restricted area, taking that offensive foul. You have to know that the Big Baby's not going to go for a shot block. Perkins will.
Perkins has 3 fouls. We're going to keep a track of that throughout the rest of the game. Davis to Pierce. Late close by Salmons. The missed 3. A rebound by Noah, number 11. With no points. He's averaging a double-double in this series. Is Joakim Noah. Well, Rondo is so pesky. There's a screen by Noah. A foul goes on Rondo. He just does not. He is relentless. He does not give up. He picks up his first foul right there.
Well, what he does, you have to be very careful. He plays in from behind you. What I mean by that, Kevin, you think you're around him, and he comes in and tries to knock that ball loose. Vinny Del Negro felt like he committed 3 fouls on that play before 1 was called.
Rose over Davis.
There's that little floater. That's what you did. It's a little Tony Parker floater. That little shot that you're a guard. You can't take it all the way to the rim. Sometimes you have to get that little shot at the dotted line. That soft little shot. Nice play that time by Rose.
Rose is at 2 in a row. He's got 12. 17 by Gordon leads the Chicago Bulls. Boston has not scored from the field in over 3 minutes. Off a screen comes Allen. The screen by Davis. He shakes the defense of Gordon. He's always in motion, is Ray Allen.
Well, Ben Gordon's got to fight through those screens. That time he got hit with a pick and quit on it. And then Ray Allen just did a nice job of pulling up with that mid-range shot.
Gordon lasers it inside. Noah crashing into Davis. That is a Big Baby Davis foul. And when a baby falls, we all hear it. That's the third, on him. Noah will be at the line. I see a little bit more activity, a little bit more pep in the step of the Chicago Bulls to start the second half.
Well, they're sharing the ball. That's what they're doing. They're moving the ball. As a result, you've seen Tyrus Thomas get inside and have a nice finish. Joakim Noah gets fouled, goes to the line. And how about this young guy the other night stepping up to the line? He made the brilliant play against Paul Pierce, fouled him out with 35 seconds to go in that game, and then finished off the free throw to make it a 3-point lead, and the Bulls went on, and that 1 point was the difference.
As an undercover cop in LA, how far can you go without going over? From executive producer Jerry Bruckheimer. Don't miss the new series premiere of Dark Blue this July only on TNT. Kevin Harlan, Doug Collins, David Aldridge. 2 for 2 for Noah. Times he's gone to that strike, and he comes up with a couple right there. Here comes Davis, finding the defense. Salmons on him on the mismatch, and Davis exploits. He's got 7.
See, the Bulls do a lot of switching. Anytime that Ray Allen, Pierce coming off those, a lot of times the big guy switches out. When he does, you get caught in a mismatch. If you don't score, you also open up the offensive boards when you do so much switching, and that's what gets the Bulls in trouble.
Ill-advised pass by Salmons. It was off of the Boston Celtics, 9 to shoot.
See, Salmons switched off on that play, and Big Baby had the height advantage inside, so the Celtics aware of that. Anytime they run those double screens, the big man's going to have a guard on him.
Rose, Noah. Gordon, shot clock at 6. Noah, Selmans.